How do I get wireless internet? Hi everyone, Leo Notenboom here for askleo.com. Here's the question I got. We have a slow connection at our house and I'm sick of it. I can get on the internet from my iPad at the edge of my property, but I want internet on my desktop in my house. What do I need to connect up? So this is, unfortunately, it implies a misconception about how wireless internet comes to be. It implies that you just need something and you can pull it out of the air. Well, it's not quite like that. Wi-Fi, which is probably what you're finding on the perimeter of your property, is the wireless technology that we talk about when you're setting something up in your house, or you might find an open hotspot. It has a range of around 30 to 300 feet. It can be much better, it can be much worse, depending on a bunch of different factors, including just how far away things are, what other kind of electrical devices there are, whether there's anything in between you and that other place. If you're looking at the edge of your property, my guess is you're probably seeing some open space there, so it may be a little further than 300 feet. But the bottom line is that that's the range that it's intended for. The way you get Wi-Fi is to purchase your own internet connection for your home and then attach to that internet connection a wireless router or a wireless access point. In other words, you provide your own wireless internet by taking the wired internet that comes into your home and making it available through Wi-Fi. Now, there is another approach that you can use. Again, it is something that you purchase, you subscribe to, and that is using cellular or mobile data. There are a couple of different ways to do this. There are devices, little bricks that you can get that basically act as kind of a cellular to Wi-Fi translator, if you will. It's a little mobile hotspot that connects to the cellular network on one side and provides you a Wi-Fi hotspot on the other. Most commonly these days, most of our smartphones can do exactly the same thing. You can use your smartphone to set up a hotspot, and what it does is it connects the Wi-Fi to the cellular data network, and you're there. Now, all of that implies, of course, that you have a data plan. You end up paying for this monthly through your cellular provider. Of course, it assumes you have cellular or mobile connectivity wherever it is you're trying to do this, in this case, in your home. Now, speaking of home, a number of mobile providers, at least in the United States, are now also providing home internet. What they do is they use this same mobile data network, but they then provide you with some kind of an antenna or some kind of a device that you install in your home that essentially acts the same way. My belief is that it is essentially a wireless router, in a sense, that connects to the mobile network wirelessly on one side and then provides you wired and potentially Wi-Fi internet in the home. Again, this is something that you purchase, you subscribe to, and make sure you have a data plan, of course, associated with the mobile account. What used to be a non-starter and now has become a very, very interesting alternative is satellite internet. In the past, satellite internet was a last resort, and I really mean a very last resort, because it was essentially very slow, it was limited, it had all sorts of other problems. But again, if it's the only thing you could get, it would work. Of late, of course, we have StarLink. They use a different satellite technology, and what I'm hearing from several people who actually have subscribed to StarLink for their internet connectivity is that it is amazingly fast, it is solid, it is actually a really good solution, even if you have some of the other solutions available. For example, if all you have available in your home, to your home would be like a DSL, then you're going to get faster kinds of connectivity with something like a Starlink satellite setup. Now, I say that they use different satellite technology. It's actually dramatically different. The old style of satellite technology used satellites in geostationary orbit, which meant that the signal had to travel 22,000 miles out and 22,000 miles back to the Earth. Starlink, and hopefully some future competitors to Starlink, are in the low Earth orbit sphere. So that means that they're at around 300, 350 miles above. Much shorter distance, much more responsive, and much more able to handle high-speed internet. Now, Every once in a while, people ask me about Bluetooth. I just have to throw that out right away. That is not a solution for what we're doing here. Bluetooth is intended to be a short range. By short range, I mean very short range, like a few feet, 3 to 30 feet, I think is what they say. So it is not a way to get internet connectivity. It's a way to connect your headphones or your mouse or your keyboard or whatever thing you have that's actually close to your computer. So one of the other things, and the reason that I was concerned about this question, is I get a response often that says, but I can connect without doing any of that. Well, okay. So you're at the edge of your property and you're connecting to Wi-Fi. You haven't paid for anything. You're just using this Wi-Fi that happens to appear there. You're using somebody else's Wi-Fi. They are paying for it. And depending on why they've paid for it, what they have set up, they may simply have misconfigured because you shouldn't be able to access somebody else's Wi-Fi. The one exception to that, of course, are businesses, small businesses that provide wireless access points or an open Wi-Fi hotspot. Usually, though, that's intended for their customers, not just somebody whose property happens to be in range. So the bottom line here is that, sure, if your neighbor is up for sharing their internet, ask them. And then, potentially, you'll be able to use it. Or, if there's a business nearby, well, maybe the thing to do is to go in and buy a cup of coffee every hour or something like that. But the bottom line here is that you're actually, in a sense, stealing the internet connection if you're not doing whatever it is that internet connection or that Wi-Fi hotspot is in place to do. So my recommendation, of course, is that you upgrade your home internet somehow, that you provide your own Wi-Fi hotspot, and that you just get going. Now, if you can't upgrade your home internet, or your home internet can actually only go so far and you need more, then sure, take a look at some of the other technologies like mobile internet or StarLink to see if that might be a solution for you. But I do caution you definitely against just connecting to random Wi-Fi hotspots because they happen to be in range. A, it's not really the right thing to do. And B, it actually does put you at some security risk because clearly if it's your neighbor that hasn't password protected their Wi-Fi hotspot, who knows what other security measures they're not taking and what other kind of risks you're assuming by connecting to it. For updates, for comments, for links related to this topic and more, visit askleo.com/8470. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.